Actually, I'm not sorry. Kojo
The success of Ghana lies in the success of the queer community in Ghana. Hi, my name is Alex Kufidonko, and this is For the Culture. Alex was born in a place called Medina. Growing up, I knew I was attracted to boys. In school, there were some, one or two guys that I didn't know. For some reason, anytime I go to school, I'm always happy to see them. Like my face just brightens anytime I see this. I'm like, oh my God, this dude is cute, People would pick on me. People would want to bully me because they saw me as a little bit, reserved, have mannerisms that one might associate it with the opposite sex and all of that. Where it's like, Kojobesia or Barbarima, a guy, why are you talking and throwing your hands like a girl and all of those things, They would say that to me, and it would get to me, a few times. It does get to me. And so even at a certain point in my life, I was incredibly abused, beaten up and all of that. The marks and everything was showing. My mom saw it and kept asking me, what is wrong? What went on? What happened? And all of that, And I couldn't share with her that it was due to homophobia because I was just afraid how she was going to react. I just kept it to myself because the very things that comes naturally by me is the very things that others are now saying, no, it's deep. So I'm faced with this conflict, conflict of how to relate with people who are supposed to love me, rather projecting all this hate and this disgust towards me and all of that. So I couldn't share with my mom, not anyone, not the women that I've always loved and always protected. I could share any other thing with them, not my sexuality, because I didn't know, and I didn't want to risk how they would react to me due to how queerness was described and was projected. Ghanaians are somehow very conservative, Christianity is very dominating, so right from the onset, you go through that system. And honestly, it was around that time where the story about Sodom and Gomorrah and Leviticus and going to hell and burning in hellfire. So then I found myself in the university, a conflicted boy with my sexuality, my religion and all of that, and now having to study a course called development education, which has to do with participatory approach to development. So one of these readers said, everything in this world already exists. And one of the things the lecturer also said was like, what is the challenging thing that you have identified and how do you want to solve it? So one of the things that came to mind when the lecturer asked that question, and all these years, I have always denied my sexuality. The word gay was always non-existent. I always shy away from it because of what I was told or what it means to be gay by the church and how it was conflicting with the way I was feeling and everything. So I was trying as much as possible to just avoid. So it was at the moment that I began to really find out what gay means, what homosexuality means and all of that. And it was interesting to discover that the very things that people were shaming people for is the very nature of people, right? That the very demonization was the complete opposite of what it is. So getting to know this, or getting to understand this, I realized, no, there is a need for us to do something about this. We can allow for people to really target people with this level of hate, target people with ignorance, target people with naivety, and project the ignorance and the naivety as though that is the life and the reality of people. No. So I told this to a friend, and he also happened to have another friend, and then introduced another friend and said, oh, that person has an organization. Probably you should go talk to the person. So I was like, okay, let me talk to the person. Listen. And I go to the person and say, listen, I've been really wanting to really volunteer for an organization, especially an organization that's working in an area of LGBT. And I was like, okay, yeah, I have an organization. And we are going to run a research on gay and bisexual men's health and all of that. I was like, would you want to be a part of it? I'm like, definitely, I would love to. So then I started volunteering for this organization in 2016. All this while I haven't really come out or said I was gay, openly or anything, until the same 2016, I had an issue with my brother, and then he decided to like out me to my family. And I said to myself that if anybody should out me, I'm going to say yes. I'm not going to deny it. I've been gay all these years, all this while, from the day I was born. I just was just unstoppable from there, because at this point, the very people that I care so much about and was worried about how they were going to feel, how they were going to react, how they were going to take it, if they should know about my sexuality, now knows about it. And they are fine. They still treat me as their brother. When I have any need, I go to them. When they have any need that they think I'm in the capacity to help, they come to me and all of that. So the relationship is still there. And I think that's what is important. Whatever my sexuality is, whatever their sexuality is, whatsoever, I don't think that's anybody's business. And one of the thoughts was that now, how do I use my academic career to improve the lives of the community, right? Because all these years, and if you ask any Ghanaian queer person, irrespective of the background, whether rich or poor, or color, or creed, or religion, or wherever the person finds themselves, is going through so much. From family, to church, to the media, to the politicians, all these strong institutions that are supposed to protect every citizen, and promote and support this citizen to realize their goal, at the very institution that is targeting the community and subjecting us to disrepute. So at the moment, I was like, something needs to be done about that. For me as a person, I have had to go through this experiences, but it should not be the same for the next queer person. I am a gay man. I have so many other gay friends.
What they do is terrible, disgusting.
When we meet, we don't even talk about our sexual lives. Like, it's one of the least things we talk about. One of the things that I discovered from, actively, engaging in the community was the fact that majority of the community are online due to safety issues. So if you really want to target the community and provide services for the community, then maybe you might have to start targeting social media and using social media as a tool to, disseminate information, organize community, empower community, and then also empower the community for change. Some people need to prepare the way for people, the next generation, to really come and live and show what life is like as a queer people. Like, okay, I will start a cyber activism blog, right? It was a Facebook group that was created first, a Facebook page that I created next, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, followed, and then later TikTok and the other platform later. But so these were the platforms. So the initial idea was a cyber activism blog that speaks or share information to the community for them to make informed decisions about themselves, for the change that they hope to achieve within the society. And so the last platform that was created was the WhatsApp platforms. And this was a suggestion from the Facebook group that was created. And interestingly, the WhatsApp platform overtook the Facebook group. On this WhatsApp platform, the same information that was being shared was there. But now WhatsApp platform means that conversations are going to happen almost every day. People like, so friends who are within my circles, I added them to the platforms. Those who are on the Facebook group, I added them to the platform. Those who queer people who have some resources in different areas that I have come to know and interacted with, I also brought all of them to the platform. And then we started having conversation, right? And I would say the WhatsApp group created that opportunity for that conversation we had. So then on the platform, you begin to see people who really were a sense of ready to really want to take it to the next level, right? In the WhatsApp group, okay, fine. You know what? If you want to really make change, we need faces. We need leadership. We need people who can stand, go to all the political meetings and tell it to their face, you are not doing it right. You are undermining your own people. You need to do it right. We need people who can find resources and bring it back into the community, invest it into the community, and see the community grow to the goal that we want to achieve, right? All of this. So I began seeing the passion in some of them. We're like, okay, you know what? Let's put the leadership to it. Let's come together. Let's make this happen. We had the online presence, we had the online space for ourselves, but we also need physical spaces. One of them, we are going to create physical spaces, a space where we can easily come, rally ourselves, a space where queer people can come and access resources and everything that is available for them and all those things. It formed part of our vision, but that's just one small part of the broader things that anytime we come around, we speak and really envision for ourselves, you know. So interestingly, in 2021, and then the vision of creating the space was realized. Opening the community space, the community was there. The joy, the fun, the enthusiasm, it was just infectious, right? Like if you are there, you have no other option than to feel the joy and the happiness. And to think that just when we opened the space, we just wanted to share, the same joy with the outside community. So, we put some few photos. We had about 500 photos, and we end up posting 10 out of 500 photos. And that is what arouses people's emotions. And you're like, oh, now you need to go shut these people down. They've opened an LGBT space and blah, blah, blah. Yes, and so what? Yes, we opened an LGBT space, but have we accessed what exactly the space was meant for and what it's going to offer? Like, how do we as a human just act based on our impulse or based on what we think? Or what happened to dialogue? What happened to interacting? What happened to asking questions? What happened to, engaging with each other to understand? So if you don't know what I've done, I'm giving you the opportunity to do that. But no, that didn't happen. The place got closed down, basically, right after it was open. It took less than a month for it to close down. So the police raided the space, the media.
A nonprofit center in Ghana that was created to champion the fight for freedom for LGBT persons in Ghana was raided and shut down a few days ago. The head of the center, Alex Kofi Doncour, said that he fears for his life and for his safety and has gone offline ever since.
So funny enough, this same group of people that have targeted the community all these years, right? The same, the religion, the church, these people, the media, all these strong institutions, once again, are back to attack us again. Just like, so why, why this is happening? Why you're attacking this? But if you know exactly what this space was offering, you would have rather supported it. Because this space is offering medical support to Ghanaians who are queer. It's offering legal support. It's offering entrepreneurial development initiative. It's offering guidance and counseling. It is offering entertainment. It's offering space for people to just, creative space where people can interact with each other and learn from each other, and grow and all of that. So this is what the space is offering. If we want to create this space and then you shut it down in a month, then it means that the space didn't even perform the function that it was supposed to perform, which is sad. But then it didn't take away the people who did that. So if you stop something somebody has done, what you're telling the person is that this is a challenge. How can I do it differently? How can I do it in a different way? So what you're telling us is that you are exposing yourself to us, and we as a community are going to position ourselves to take back what we own. What is duly ours? You're going to take it back. So for us, the homophobia, you can be a homophobe. This is just your business. Go deal with it. But for us as a community, we are going to live, right? We are going to thrive. We're going to, succeed. We're going to move away from a place of survival to a place of success. You will see us and you will respect us because we have worked it out for ourselves. Once the community in Ghana is safe and can be able to achieve their potentials in the country, it means that every other Ghanaian is unstoppable.